everyone. So we know it's been a while since we've put some videos up, and even though we put one up a couple weeks ago, it's been very sparse the last 6 months or so.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give an update kind of on where we are and what we've been up to and why we haven't said hi in a while.
Right. Especially since we did something that we said we'd probably never ever do again.
Never, ever. After 2 years of living in the RV, full-time traveling across the country.
We got a house in Pennsylvania.
Yeah! Pennsylvania part probably isn't that strange because that's where we're from, and that's...
No, it's strange because we don't like cold.
It's where we were living before we started full-time RVing, but it's a pretty known fact that we didn't like the cold in Pennsylvania, and so that's why we were hanging out a lot in Florida.
So yeah, the odd part is we did plan to buy a house in the future. We never, ever, ever planned to buy a house in Pennsylvania again.
No, it was going to be somewhere warm. That was the plan.
No, I plan to buy a house here, but...
You can't plan anything.
She planned to buy a house here. 6 weeks ago, this wasn't even on our radar.
Nope.
Not in the slightest. And
It's
then,
McKenna's fault and it's Alex's fault.
Yes. So for a little
Not
update, if you followed us on Instagram or Facebook, you may already know that McKenna spent 18 days in the hospital in February, and she was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome. So at that time, she requested that we come to Pennsylvania.
For when she was doing her rehab, which can be 3 to 6 months long, from what we had read. So we can do that. So we started looking at the
After
options.
the initial what?
Yeah. Well, we were looking at options like, okay, we'll try to find a campground, and that was quickly dismissed because you can't find a campground in Pennsylvania anytime before
May.
April. Well, there's a few, but there's not many to pick from. So we tried to think of some different options. How can we make it work for that long
And
of a period of
then
time?
he said, how about we buy a house in Pennsylvania, which, and in
Yeah,
our...
people buy and sell houses all the time. We don't, but other people do.
So, I mean, granted, that was going on very little sleep at the time. McKenna was very sick in the hospital.
I was under a lot of stress. I don't know what I was thinking.
We were under a lot of stress. I was not getting more than like 4 hours sleep a night in the hospital with her every night. So that may have impacted our decision. So here we are. So we will get around to updating our videos from the last 6 months. And so you will get to see details kind of what we've been up to and the fun we were having in all the places we've gone.
And another one of the reasons that we didn't post a lot during that time was I went through, 8 months
Yes.
of pressure sores that I was trying to heal. And so we weren't doing as much. We were trying to stay in places a little bit longer so I could get some health care to get into some wound care centers, and that took a total of 8 months. I had to have a surgery and had some infections
And
from
once
it.
he got better.
And then, as soon as I got better, then got almost back to normal.
And then we got the flu.
And we all got the flu.
Except me.
Surprisingly, except
Alex got it twice.
She had both. She had type A and B influenza, which is really impressive.
And then McKenna...
Good job.
McKenna decided to outdo us, so...
And then McKenna, went on, and the twins went to Costa Rica
on a mission trip for church.
That was a cool experience for them.
Yep.
And towards the end of that is when McKenna started having her symptoms.
And getting sick.
And
so now, though, we do have a house, which is worked out really, really well because
This is the wall.
We do. This is the wall.
Nice wall.
Our RV is right over there. We will show where our RV is. We made
blocking
sure
our windows.
We made sure to get a house that had a long driveway so we could park the RV, so we could just keep it there and we could unload stuff really quickly. But yeah, the other good thing about the house now, of course, is with the whole coronavirus thing going on is terrible, and I feel bad for anyone who is full-time RVing and doesn't have a home base, because it's really tough right now, I guess, getting into campgrounds, state, national parks are closed.
Parks are closed.
We made this decision just about a week before everything hit, and we just signed the papers like 2 days ago, so we had really good timing. So McKenna...
We're stuck with immediate
So McKenna's the main reason we're in Pennsylvania now.
Yeah. And the plan long-term is to still be at least part-time RVers. 6 months out of the year, or however many.
McKenna and I are gearing for 8 to 9 months. Brian keeps saying 6.
And you want to know how many I say? We're traveling for 0 months or 1 month.
0 months? That's boring.
That's less than what we used to do when we had
that's
our
not
house.
even a 2-week vacation. Can't even get
2
that.
months at most.
2 months.
So we're going to be updating the videos from the last 6 months. But in between those, so they won't be all chronological right now.
Nope.
So in between our updating, videos from the last 6 months, we will be taping some new videos about, our moving into the house and kind of our decision process and kind of our sadness over not being full-time RVers, because that's really from my part.
Great deep sorrow.
I had more trouble really with moving into the house and out of the RV than I did when we first started full-time traveling. I truly did. It was more stressful for me. It was more like, is this really the right thing to do? All right, but before we leave, we should give you a glimpse of part of the house.
Yeah.
This is real life. This is moving from an RV into a house. We'll show you where the RV is
And
parked.
it has stuff from our
Well,
storage
but
unit.
yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good point, McKenna. We have to explain that we're not just coming from the RV to the house, and this is all the stuff from the RV. We had a 15 by 10 storage unit,
Bonus content.
and it was full. There wasn't room for a pencil. And we're moving all that stuff into here now, so we don't have to pay the hundreds of dollars a month storage fee.
Yes.
And then we're going to go through it, right? We're going to go through it and get rid of some stuff.
Are you going to get rid of
We're going to
Morse?
get rid of some stuff. We have it on tape now, on proof that she said she's going to go through
That
stuff.
could be one
Did
tub.
she sign the contract?
And get rid of at least something.
See,
That dog
find
was
the
in storage unit.
We found that in the storage unit.
Aww. Pepper.
Okay, house tour. We kind of lead the way.
No, this is the full tour.
It's not.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Oh.
And anyways,
Oh, that's all
we
you
get
get.
to
Yeah, the
one
full
Oh.
tour comes later.
All
once
right,
we have this
put it back
clutter
on
cleared
McKenna.
out.
Show all of McKenna. Because if they see,
What do we?
why are you in a wheelchair?
Sometimes.
In my case, the Guillain-Barré syndrome affected my legs and made them really weak. So that's why I'm using the wheelchair. Because I can only use the cane for really short time periods.
But
So-
it's getting better.
Yes. So yes, she does use a cane for walking around, the house and short distances, but for long distances and zooming around, she does borrow one of Brian's wheelchairs.
I've got my spare wheelchair
So-
that everyone's used to using anyway because of all our wheelchair challenges that we used to do. And
So
so
see
it was
those
a quick
came in
learning
handy.
curve for McKenna.
That's right, came in handy.
So we'll be doing some current videos and then some ones to catch up for the last 6 months or so. And we'll maybe mark those as like flashbacks or something.
Okay,
So
but
it's
stay
not
tuned.
confusing.
Yeah, and we'll put those all in a playlist. So if you want to watch just our travels for that, those will be in a playlist. The current ones, you'll be able to see what we're up to now and how McKenna's recovering and how our move into a house and the trauma of going from full-time RVing into a house is going.
But there's some good things with the house too.
There's lots of good stuff too. It's the right thing to do at this
Oh,
point in our lives.
trauma!
It's not just the expenses. It's so much stuff weighing down on you.
Carmel says bye, and
Carmel, give paw.
Pepper's sleeping.
Give paw. Give paw.
And
Give paw.
Bye.
bye.